Hello, today I'm going to be talking about gas and in particular gas consumption in an RV. Now, the biggest single consumer of gas in a vehicle is obviously the heater, but we've also got other appliances such as the hot water boiler, we've got the cooktop, we've got might have a barbecue or an oven, and we've got the refrigerator. And I'm going to start off with the refrigerator because although consumption from a refrigerator is comparatively quite small, you're looking at probably around 14 to around 20 grams per hour of gas, that will all add up, and if an 11 kilo gas canister is going to be empty within 1 month. Now, this is new for me, Hymer motorhome, and just moved in. This vehicle is from 2006. Here we have a gas Dometic three-way, if you like, refrigerator. So we've got their gas 230 and 12 volts. This is coming out. It's coming out for two reasons. One, I've got a two-way fridge. Well, I don't know why it's called two-way because it only runs off the battery, but a 12-volt fridge, let's say, which dates to 2014. This fridge dates to around 2005, 2006. I don't know exactly. And the electric fridge, as I like to call them, the 12-volt fridge. First of all, it fits in exactly the same spot. By coincidence, it's almost the same size. Inside, though, it has a much greater capacity, so that's number one, because the absorption fridge has more machinery at the back of it, and machinery is probably not the right word, but equipment at the back of it to make it work, and so that's one reason to get rid of it. And the second reason is the gas consumption. I've got so much solar on the roof, I've got so much power in the batteries, it's a bit daft to me to be thinking about gas. And as some people with electric vehicles have this electric anxiety, I have gas anxiety, and so that is why this is going to be coming out. Now, a gas canister has 11 kilos of gas in. Approximately, that's what it's supposed to have in. I know it weighs a lot more. In fact, the average weight is 24.3 kilos. So, in fact, it is the packaging of that gas which weighs more than the gas itself which we are buying. And that's why I always go on about getting a refillable solution for vehicles, because people at our age now, most people are similar, watch this channel, are a similar age to I am, shouldn't be lifting heavy bottles and sort of trying to manipulate them into position. Indeed, I was in my mid-30s the first time I did my back in, as was my father before me. He did his back in carrying a bag of concrete. Anyway, so what else have we got that would take up power in the from the gas? So okay, the next thing is the cooktop. Now the cooktop, in my case, I live in the vehicle, I do all my own cooking, and that can last me 9 months. So I think it lasts quite a long time. I've spoken to other people though. Some people said it can only last a month. These are people doing all their own cooking, but maybe 3 or 4 people in there. So I do appreciate that it does depend as far as cooking. Next thing is an oven. Well, lots of people don't have ovens, as people keep reminding me in videos. So an oven will use maybe 80 grams an hour up. But what really does use up a huge amounts of gas is a barbecue. If you've got an external one, that can go up to about 400 grams an hour. I do appreciate it. I'm probably not going to leave it on for an hour, and you don't use it all that often anyway. But be warned of what that could do. Now, the next thing worth mentioning is the boiler. Now, the boiler for hot water, how much hot water do you need? It's hard to say. I don't know, and it varies from person to person. And so looking at approximately 120 grams per hour that the boiler is working. It's on and working, because obviously the way boilers, they're not constantly on. It gets your temperature you want, 40 or 60 degrees, and then it holds it there. So it might only be on for maybe 2 or 3 minutes an hour. Once it's got to the position it's actually holding it at, and I say 2 or 3 minutes, that's just a guess, maybe it's 4 or 5, but it won't be all that on for all that long, unless you, of course, you do your washing up or have a hot shower, and then it's going to have to fire up again. This leads me to the heater. Now, I've just moved into this wonderful vehicle, and I'm really looking forward to doing some winter camping. Now, you've seen my van before, the one I was using before. Yes, I was out camping 2 years ago. It was minus 22 degrees, and I was out camping in it in central Poland. But this is far more ideally suited. It's equipped for the cold. But even so, I'm going to have the heater on. The heater will take up to around 500 grams an hour. So that means one big canister, even a vehicle like this, is going to be dead in 1 day. I say it'd be dead in 1 day. That's a bit of an exaggeration, of course, because it depends on the ambient temperature outside. And really, for the whole thing to get dead in a day, is probably going to have to be at minus 40 or something along those lines. Because as with the boiler, it gets to the temperature that we want it to be at, and then it holds the temperature in that at that level. So from that point of view, it's hard to say. But I once asked Truma to tell me how much the S3000, which I had in my former van, when I got it, how long that lasted, how long to the gas, and they said on full blast 68 hours. But of course, once more, it does depend on the external temperature. So there you have it. It's not a very accurate way of doing things. Now, what can we do to save gas as far as heating's concerned? And this is the same as within a normal home. So the first thing is not to allow the temperature to go down completely. If you go out, then leave it on even a minimum amount. And if you don't leave it on a minimum amount, and the temperature gets to plus 4 degrees here, your water will be dumped by the anti-frost system. So bear that one in mind. So you want to keep it above 4 degrees just to keep your water supply on. Bear in mind that if you suddenly have to use a lot of fuel to heat it up, you probably aren't really saving anything anyway. Depends, of course, how long you left it for. So that's number one. Another thing is to ventilate. Now, this may seem like, even in winter, may seem a bit odd actually suggesting that. But apparently what happens if you allow it to ventilate from time to time, then this helps prevent surfaces from cooling completely. And another thing is we lose lots of energy from thermal bridges, or obviously through the windscreen and the glass windows. The plastic windows, they're not a problem really. But the glass, now what can you do about that? You can't put double glazing on your windscreen. So what you can do, you get thermal mats. Some of them are pretty expensive. I think the first one I paid about 40 euros for. Then I got another one about 50 pounds, I think it was. Neither of them which were much good. For this vehicle, we'll have a look at them in another video. I think they're much better. Another thing you can actually do, as well as these mats, and this is rather much a statement of the obvious, is with the fridge. Now, I've done a separate video on looking at how you can look after absorption fridges. But don't keep opening the door of the fridge. It's a statement of the obvious, maybe. But the more you open the door of the fridge, obviously it's going to take more to sort of colden down again. So keep it closed. Another thing, if you put hot stuff in the fridge, particularly put hot food, which then may cause condensation in the fridge, and which in itself may cause ice. And the ice actually warms the fridge up, as illogical as that may seem, if it's on the parts which are there to keep it cold. So some logical things. So the conclusion is the following: get a refillable solution. That is the number one thing. Don't allow the vehicle to get too cold inside, and always know where the place to get your next lot of LPG is. And I know if you find a superb place in the winter which doesn't have electricity, then you're gonna have to move to get the LPG from time to time, or carry spare canisters around with you, I suppose, so if you're going to be going somewhere for a long time. And finally, one thing I really must point out is that there is a difference between the LPG, the gas you buy in summer, as you buy in winter. In many countries, for example, it's made up of, LPG's made up of 4 gases, but the most important two is butane, which has a boiling point of around 4 degrees, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Once that ceases to be a gas and becomes a liquid, your gas isn't going to work. So for that, to stop that happening, then another gas such as propane is added to it, and that has a boiling point, I think it's about minus 67 or something like that. So the thing is, though, it's not as calorific. So when you really need the gas, you've got to use less calorific gas. But that is a very important consideration. If you fill up in the summer, you may well have, and not use it until the winter for whatever reason, then you may well have problems. So if you're winter camping, use winter gas, or as much as is possible. Thanks very much for listening, and all the best from me in Germany.